What's up, guys? Back with my first video in a while, and I've been wanting to do this one for a while. I just had to get some things organized and stuff, but this video is just a little tour of my room and some of the things I use every day for health and morning and nightly routines and just things along those lines. So I'm gonna get right into it. As you can see right there, I got a sink in my room, so that's pretty helpful. I'll be showing you some oral hygiene things that I do every day and just some other cool health practices that you guys might want to pick up and that can help optimize your health. So let's get right into it. All right, first we're gonna start with the bathroom section. So I know it's not the best view, just bear with me. I'll show you guys all the things I use. And also there's a couple of things that I'll tell you that I don't have that I want to replace for better health optimization. So I'm just gonna get right into it with some important things that I use every day for oral health, things like that. So first, I'll start out with the two bamboo items I have. So this right here, bamboo toothbrush I use. And then right here is my bamboo floss I use right there. So I try to limit the amount of plastic I use, especially in my mouth, storing food, things like that. And a great alternative to plastic oral health products is bamboo products. So these toothbrushes are reusable for a little bit and then you throw them out, so you get a package of a few. That's those. And then this floss, they're both very cheap items. The floss is amazing, it feels so good. And I think plastic can have some harmful factors to them, especially putting them in your mouth every day. So I try to use bamboo, and it works very well. It does work very well. Here is my coconut oil. So another thing I do every day is oil pulling. This is a replacement of mouthwash, and mouthwash can be really harmful and it can destroy a lot of good bacteria in your mouth. What this will do is just help that bacteria that is meant to be in your mouth, and it'll give you good breath. It'll whiten your teeth a little bit. So this is a method that's been used for a very, very long time. Coconut oil pulling makes your breath really good, makes your breath feel good, tastes good in your mouth. So this is one thing I do every day. I switch the coconut oil in my mouth, then I rinse with water, then I brush my teeth with the coconut oil. So that's my toothpaste or mouthwash. So next I'll just show you, I got the water bottle, my filtered water that we get from our farm. And then also I got my salt here. So I like to have every morning some salt water just for like the electrolytes and everything. And I also like to brush with salt water and rinse with salt water because I think salt is good, especially good salt, Redmond's real salt from Utah. Those are another two things. Again, you can see no plastic here. We got the glass water bottle. And then, there's two other things actually. So next, there's a few other things. So this right here, you might know about it, you might not. This is a tongue scraper. So a tongue scraper, what you do is just, what the name implies, you scrape your tongue with this. And a lot of you might not have heard about this before because it's relatively a new practice, I think, but the tongue is a very underestimated part of the mouth, I think, and I know a lot of people brush their tongue, but that might not be enough, so I highly recommend this. It feels amazing. The first time I ever did it, my mouth felt completely different. It's supposed to be incredibly helpful for oral hygiene and breath, and even more beneficial than brushing your teeth, they say. So tongue scraping, very important, look into it. There's two good ones next. This is my deodorant. So many of you probably have heard that a lot of commercial deodorant brands have been linked to cancer-causing chemicals and things along those lines. And I think that it's important to try not to use those kinds of things, especially with tons of chemicals and ingredients. So this is the deodorant I use right there. The brand is called Perma Earth, if you want to check them out. But it's a grass-fed tallow deodorant. I also use shampoo like that, and it smells really good. They got some natural oils in here, essential oils, and it works very well. So does the shampoo, and I think it's a great alternative to commercial deodorants and shampoos and things like that. So if you want to look into this, there's some good information on their website. It's Perma Earth. On to the last thing I use. I just started doing this, and this is a rock. I got this from Cole Andre in Sheboygan. They got really nice round rocks there for some reason. But I use this for my gua sha. I think that's how you say it. It's where you go like this on your skin, and you I don't even know what you'd say this is, but you rub it on your face, and it's supposed to release fluid or whatever. I do it because it just feels really good. I used to just do it with my knuckles, but I've had those rocks in here for a while, so I started to use the rock, and it feels really good. It makes my face feel more energized and easier to, talk and move it. So you could look into that too. I don't know much about it. If you want to drop some comments about it, that'd be awesome. And then the last thing I wanted to say, you might have seen this razor here. This razor. It's nothing special about this razor. I do want to get a different razor because most razors, commercial razors you buy at the store, have Teflon in them on the part where it's supposed to gel your skin, Teflon, same things in non-stick cookware, which obviously has been found to be toxic. So I have been using it just because, you don't shave that much, or I don't at least, so it's not too big of a concern for me. But if you want to look to fully optimize your health, I would suggest getting a razor that is all natural. There's a lot of brands you can find that have them. So yeah, that's it for the bathroom stuff. On to the sleep stuff. All right, guys, on to the sleep stuff. So there's a couple things here I want to talk about. First is my red light. So this red light is from Bond Charge, the company, and what it is a fully red light wave emitting light. So there's no blue light. Obviously, you guys know about blue light, how it's harmful, how too much of it, especially at night, will be harmful for a lot of things, but mostly sleep at night. So this light is fully red light, no other light, no flicker in it. And I use this starting at least an hour before I go to bed usually. They say you should do more, but I've just been doing an hour. It's super nice. They clip on right here, 3 settings, and I use that every day, every night. I use it for reading at night, just all nighttime activities, but an hour before bed. But also I use it for red light therapy on my body. So at night and in the morning, I'll do it on my face, whatever. And then I just had shoulder surgery, so I would also put it on the scars and stuff and try to heal it that way. And it actually did a huge deal in healing my scars. The scars, after I started doing red light therapy on my scars, the scars went away really quickly. Not fully away, but healed very quickly. So this red light is an absolute must. You can find red lights on Amazon and stuff like that, but you want to get a quality one because I've had red lights before that are the color red, but it doesn't mean that it's only red light. You have to go to specific brands and get real red lights that only emit red wavelengths. So that's the first thing. Well, of importance, I think there's 2, which is that, and then what is next is, boom, the mouth tape. So this, I think, is honestly up there with the most important health practices you can apply to your life. So what it is, just what the name implies, it's mouth tape. You tape your mouth shut when you sleep to ensure that you breathe through your nose. So many problems come from breathing through your mouth. We're not supposed to be breathing through our mouth, we're supposed to be breathing through your nose. So I think that the first way you can start fixing your breath and breathing through your nose again is doing it while you sleep. So I know a lot of people think they would die if they tape their mouth shut while they breathe. And that's okay. You just gotta start. You gotta take time during the day to breathe through your nose and really practice and unclog your nose and things like that. If you wanna get into it, you can go back to one of my book reviews on the oxygen advantage, one of the best books you can ever read for health. But sleep, insanely important, and we breathe while we sleep. So if you want to get the best sleep you can, you need to be breathing through your nose. And it is a natural thing to breathe through your nose. In today's society, it's likely that you are not breathing through your nose while you sleep. So you want to ensure that you are, get some mouth tape. Super cheap on Amazon. Or you can just use, when I run out, you can just use normal tape. I've done it for a while. I don't think it has negative side effects. I have experienced sometimes like my nose feels a little weird after I use this, but usually it doesn't, so I don't think it's that big of a deal. So yeah, on to the next thing for sleep. I'm gonna have to stand up because here you can see my window, nice big window, and what I have here is blackout blinds. So it's important that when you sleep, it's fully dark, so you're fully relaxed and no lights coming through to distract you while you sleep. So I just got these blinds. I do need some curtains still, but they are extremely nice. My room is fully black when I sleep, and compared to the blinds I used to have, just the singular ones where you like spin the thing, these are so much better, and they have really increased my quality of sleep. So these are a must. If you don't have the, if you can't afford blackout blinds, hang a blanket up, whatever. If you don't even want to do that, just make sure it's dark where you sleep. And yeah, quite important. So the last thing I do, I know you can't really see it from here, but I'll just tell you and show you kind of. I have this outlet here where I have my computer charger. Then I have my charger right here where I charge plug in this light and then plug in the charger for this red light. One thing I do before I sleep always is unplug those. I know there's a lot more I could be doing to, like reduce the EMF radiation while I sleep and things like that. Like you could turn off your Wi-Fi. You could turn your head so you're at a different part of the room where there's less EMF radiation or things along those lines. I'm not insanely concerned about it, but just an easy thing you can do is unplug things that are in your wall by your bed. One thing I also don't do is have my phone next to my bed, and I also turn my phone on airplane mode while I'm in bed too, so there's less EMF radiation coming from that. So if you want to look into that, I know I should, but look into that. It's pretty important. And so the last thing I do for sleeping is the direction of my bed. So my head is facing east. That's a good direction. What I hear is that the direction you don't want your head to face is north. It has to do with the magnetic poles of the earth and our blood, and how things in our blood can be pulled to our head and things along those lines. So you can look into that, but there are different ways to position your head for sleeping and way in directions that you shouldn't, so that is important as well. And I think that is all I have for sleeping, so on to the next. Okay, just a couple other things I wanted to say about sleep. So first is right here at the window. One important thing I do every night is open this window and just have a screen right here so it gets nice and cold. It's important not to be sleeping in a temperature that's too warm because you won't fall asleep. Your body needs to drop in temperature to fall asleep. So one thing I always do is open my window. And then the other thing is I always have a good book to read before I go to bed. I do this because it's really important for falling asleep, but then quality of sleep too. Not be too worried about things going on in your life. It's really good to just really download on a book, forget everything that you're worried about, just to dive into a book, into someone else's life. Really just like release all that stress before sleep. And that's actually a really important part of of sleep. So that's two other things I do. So guys, for the next thing, one thing I always do before bed in the morning whenever is first, I do some myofascial release. I especially like this before bed because it's extremely relaxing to just release some muscles. A couple I really like to do is I take the lacrosse ball and I do the bottom of my feet to roll out the plantar fascia. And then also you can do your suboccipital muscles right here. That's also extremely relaxing. And there's just a few others that are important in general to do, like your hip flexors, which are usually tight in most people. Some of the glute muscles, you know, like the chest also is extremely tight in most people. So those are a few I really like to do that are really relaxing before bed, but also just always. So I have my lacrosse ball, a very useful tool, and then my massage cane, just good to, you know, get chest, upper abdominals, another really important area, iliac muscles, hip flexors. So those I think are a great way to end your day, to really relax and wind down, but also to start your day, just like to get the right posture going. And then on that note, another thing I really like to have in my room are mirrors. So of course, obviously, you know, you got to make sure you're looking good for the day, but also I think a great way to start the day, well, for me at least, in my priorities, is I really like to check my posture. So I have not one, not two, but 3 mirrors in my room so I can angle them in the right direction, check my posture, make sure all those things are right, see how I'm looking, look good, feel good, you know. But that's more about just style, it's about posture, it's about aesthetics of the body. So mirrors, I think, are a must. So those are a couple things I do for, you know, physically in my room. So on to the next. So the last thing I'm going to talk about for things in my room that I do every day to help me with my health, my well-being, things like that, does have to do with my desk right here, and that is journaling. So I don't have my journal right here. I do have like a, you know, like a little idea book right there. But journaling, I think, is an amazing way to, you know, in general, reduce stress, get ideas down, develop your thought patterns and things like that. And one reason I do this before bed every day is a lot of times in life, it just seems like we have a lot of problems that we can't deal with. And there's just too much to think about. And what I find is that after you write things down, after you put your thoughts onto paper, make them real, you know, it really just simplifies everything, I think. There's been so many times where I felt like I had way too much to do. I write down my plan for doing it, and then it doesn't seem like that much at all. So this goes along the same lines as reading before bed. I like to read right after I write before bed. I like to get all my problems written down, everything I'm thinking about, everything that's, you know, taking up too much space in my mind. I like to get it on paper. That will surely every time relieve a lot of stress that comes with those big things we're doing. So that is a huge recommendation I would give you to get better sleep, to reduce stress in your life, is get a journal and just start writing every day. There's been a lot of days where I didn't have like much to write about. It's, you know, just a normal day. You just start writing and you find stuff to write about. Write about anything. Write about maybe how there isn't anything to write about, and maybe you want to change that. Maybe you want to start changing things up more. So writing mandatory every night, every day. Better quality sleep, better quality of life. That's what I'm here to help you guys with. So stay tuned for more. I hope you found this video helpful. If you had any questions about anything I said in this video, please drop them in the comments. If you have any recommendations for me or any ideas about products I should be using, please drop them in the comments. Any questions at all, just ask. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. I promise I'm coming with more. Check out the Insta too. Check out my Insta. I'm going to be dropping a lot of food videos. If you're into that, if you're into everything, if you're into all this health stuff, stay tuned. Thank you guys.
I'll see you in the next one.